Is this thing on?
Alright, let's open up another thing of chips. I'm excited to try these ones out. And I'm excited to see your reaction on them.
What are they?
Apple pie.
Oh, I hate apple pie.
Do you actually?
Yeah, I legitimately hate apple pie. It tastes grim.
Why? Apple pie's so good.
Nah,
Oh, well, I won't tip it into the bowl then. Mate, that smells like apple pie.
I hate apple pie. It's so gross.
No, it's really yummy.
This is gonna taste like the Leamington ones. Oh, I wasn't expecting them to look like that. I was expecting a crinkle cut. Oh!
That's actually really nice. It doesn't really taste like apple pie.
No. That's wrong.
I really like this. Oh, it's got a heavy apple pie after.
Oh! I can't eat that.
I like that a lot. Oh, I'll put them away for me later.
That's grim. I'm gonna vomit from that. Do I have another one in here?
No, I've got another one in here. Don't go in there just yet, mate.
Nah, I'm just feeling around.
I have another surprise for you. It wouldn't
Oh
fit
lord, in the
this one.
double! In the underneath!
We've got some corn poppers, mango and chili salsa.
God, you go all out. The production value's quite high.
Mate, they smell quite lovely.
I'm gonna give it a taste test. The corn popper.
Oh, that's a satisfying noise.
It's not bad actually. I could just a bit like Doritos.
Yeah, it is like Doritos.
I'm doing Juicy J. Sight.
Oh, mate. That's our joint album review that we'll be doing tomorrow. That psyched me up. I'm like, I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow then. What the fuck is that?
Who said something about my mum? Alright.
You know the stringy bits on bananas? Do you reckon they're part of the banana or part of the peel?
I don't know. I eat it anyway.
You eat that.
Yeah, of course. I didn't sit there peeling that shit.
No, you gotta take that shit off. That feels so gross. What do you mean you eat it?
What do you mean? What do I mean? I just ate that shit.
Do you eat it while it's still on the banana, or do you like peel it off and eat it?
No, it was on the banana. I couldn't be bothered sitting there for like an extra 10 minutes peeling all that
Take
shit
that
off.
long. It's like 20 seconds. Oh, that's so gross. Does it like bite through? Okay, or does it kind of like come off?
You can't feel it. You
No, like,
literally
as you
can't.
bite it, do you cut through it?
Yeah, obviously. What else would happen?
Well, like, do you like take the bite of the banana and as you like pull them back, it like peels off and comes with you?
No,
Or
your
if it's
teeth.
cut there.
Yeah, your teeth go through it.
But like your teeth aren't in all points of contact. On the sides, it's
Oh yeah, it
not.
probably just rips. I don't know.
Oh no, that's wrong. Can't be doing that.
You're
that's against
weird.
The law.
You're weird.
That's unlawful.
Okay, so I did Kid Cudi.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Man
I did
on
know
the
that.
Moon. Lord, how'd I get in my pants?
That wasn't even a chip.
Actually, it wasn't. It was a piece of shit. Alright.
Yeah, Man on the Moon. 3. What was after the ellipses? Was there any extra word?
The Chosen.
The Chosen.
Wait, I think it's actually more than that. I've just wrote The Chosen, but I think it might be The Chosen Kid.
Okay,
Look that
pretty
up. Look that up.
cool. Man on the Moon 3. The Chosen.
Oh, The Chosen. Okay, it was right. Alright, so this is one of the most anticipated albums of recent memory. Some people didn't even think that we'd get a third installment of Man on the Moon series. But here we are. And all Cudi fans on Friday strapped in. I actually listened to it early. I don't know why, but Tidal was just like, here's an album for you. And then it was just there.
So what day did you listen to it?
I listened to it on Friday. So album's released Friday 2 p.m. our time, which is midnight Friday. So like just the turnover from Thursday to Friday in America. And I got it at like 8 a.m. or something.
Oh wow.
So I listened to it early.
That's pretty cool.
Because I don't know, sometimes, because it recognizes that we're in like that day already, it just gives it to us, but some albums it doesn't. But I got to listen to this one early, so I did get a little bit more listen time in. Ever since, I think he announced it like last Friday, or the Friday, like he's announced it really like not very long ago, and then he just released it. And yeah,
He doesn't
everyone,
need the hype build up.
exactly,
It's really there.
exactly. Everyone was strapped in, and it was a great ride, and I'm gonna talk about it here. So, I think before I want to start this album, I want to talk about Kid Cudi's battle with depression and suicidal thoughts, and his mental health issues, and his way of dealing with them, and his family issues. It's sort of different to when you hear sort of like maybe like a gangster rap, like a struggle rap, sort of that way, where people are dying and going to jail and things like that. This is much more personal, and I think with that it definitely allowed Cudi to reach a new audience. And Pete Davidson like said it best, and I think and I'm paraphrasing here, and he said, at some point in time, Kid Cudi has saved your life if you're like around his age, our age. And I think
that's really cool.
I think it is pretty accurate, like him talking about his suicidal thoughts, and him talking about the battles and the struggles of stardom and celebrity and all that really made him seem normal to people and normalized issues that no one's talking about. And now we have heaps of people coming out and talking about their battles with mental health issues.
Yeah.
Kanye West.
He's a pioneer.
Big Sean. Dave. Like, a lot of people are coming out, and Tyler, the Creator, talking about things that would have been held in maybe in earlier generations.
Which I think is a very important thing, because everyone experiences it.
Exactly. So, let's review this album.
These are fucking good.
Okay, I want to start off with a few of the bad / disappointing things, just so I can move into the bulk of the greatness of this album.
Yep.
So, I really wish there was a Kanye feature. There's none on here, unfortunately.
Okay.
They've worked together really well, obviously, in the past, on the Kids See Ghost album, but also individually in their own stuff, like Erase Me, Made Her Say.
Oh, Erase Me.
Stuff like that.
Banger.
Yeah. So this album is broken up into parts, or into acts. So there's 4 acts. And I think the first act is pretty weak compared to the rest, which is obviously the beginning of the album. I just think it's pretty... It lacks individuality. Like, it doesn't sound as much like Kid Cudi as like we'd all be expecting. It sounds like, I don't know, Travis Scott or
like anyone can make it. Kind of thing.
Like it sounds like stuff that Travis Scott would like be like, oh no, I don't want that on the album. It's like sort of like that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's not terrible. Like, it's not god awful, but it does bring an energy that I'm not really vibing with. Like, it's just like pretty average stuff. But then when we move on to the second act, third act, and specifically as we move further along the album, it gets better. So that's my only bad things about the whole album. So
okay, that's pretty good. So you can just start the album later.
Yeah.
And it's all good.
So let's move on to the more enjoyable moments of the album. The reason why I and a lot of others that have listened to this, and if you go out and listen to this album off the back of this review or other reviewers, one thing that they will tell you is that the progression that the acts takes is like a very enjoyable ride. This album just ticks over an hour, I think. 18 tracks, which is pretty long. I think on the show here we sort of say that you should stick maybe 40 to 50 minutes in that range.
Yeah, if you've got stuff to talk about.
Yeah. But Kid Cudi goes a little bit over. Can't take it from there. But each part slowly builds up, and he slowly builds up, and he slowly builds up, and then you get the final payoff at the end, which is really great. And I think that that's what is going to give this album such replayability. On my 4th, on my 5th, on my 6th listen, I'm going to be able to be like, okay, this album is going to get better. Like, I'm building up. It's like a train. I'm slowly moving, and then I get to the end. And that's where Scott gets to the end, gets to his destination, comes to peace with all his stuff. He's not over it. He's not healed, but he sort of accepts it. And now he's slowly working on himself. And we heard previously that he had written a suicide letter for himself, and he's talked about that before on other songs. And we know that he's had this long battle, inner turmoil, a long battle with himself.
Yeah.
Another thing that I really liked is just, this isn't really a thing that the album does specifically. It's sort of a byproduct of how the album was released. It's been a decade since Man on the Moon 2, which you reviewed.
Yeah, I thought it was amazing.
It's been 10 years, just about 10 years, I think. Like, all the people that grew up listening to that were probably like 14, 15, 16. And now it's 10 years later, they've grown up, they've gone through so much more. That now it's sort of like, it's like a cathartic exercise. It's like they let it all out again, and it's like an emotional sort of explosion outward into the world. And Scott's talking to you, and you're talking to him, and he's got his issues, you've got your issues. you're seeing he's dealing with this, and you're like, oh, I'm dealing with that a little bit. How did he do it?
A lot of relatability.
Yeah, and I think that that's one thing that he does really well is the intimacy and the relatability that he has, where it's just like him and you sitting down like this, and we're just talking about whatever. And I think that that's one thing that he wants to talk about, is sort of getting help and reaching out to people that might help you, even if you don't feel like it or you feel like it might be a waste of time. I will say there isn't much diversity in the album. It sounds a lot barring the one drill track, which has got Pop Smoke. Great feature from Pop Smoke. It's just a chorus, but sounds so much like classic Pop Smoke. And Skepta's on it, and
I've heard Skepta killed it.
Yeah, Scott does a little drill, does a little rappy rap on there.
Oh.
And except for like the sort of boring trap at the middle, in the beginning, sorry, this album does sound like Kid Cudi. And some might say it's bad, some might say it's good, some might say they wish they had a bit more evolution. But the thing is that this album is carrying on from an album 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And to have that album 10 years ago and this album sound very similar is a skill in itself, and that's what he's going for. In that middle period, that's where he experimented with his sound. He had all those albums, some flopped. He got, if I'm remembering correctly, one of them got a 0 from Anthony Fantano, and one of them got a 10. So he's gone on both ends of the spectrum, and he's experimented with his voice here, and he's experimented with his voice there. But now he comes back to classic Kid Cudi, and it works. It's impressive that he can do that he can carry on. So some might see that as a knock and sort of that it's a bit boring and it sounds like everything we've heard of before. But personally for me, I find it impressive and a really great collection of sound.
Oh, there you go.
Let's talk about the features. There's only 4. Skepta, Pop Smoke, Trippie Redd, and Phoebe Bridgers. I wasn't a massive fan of Phoebe Bridgers. She was alright. Skepta, Pop Smoke, already talked about. Great cameos, great performances, did really well. But Trippie Redd stole the show.
Really?
What a return to form on this song. What is the song called, actually? Royal Nights or Loyal Night? Let me see.
I would not expect Trippie Redd to, be good.
Rockstar Nights.
Okay.
So I'm going to play Rockstar Nights because Trippie Redd makes a great chorus. Here we go.
Oh. Yeah, this is good. I like it when Trippie does this. I don't like it when he really sings and puts a lot of emphasis behind it. He just doesn't have the voice to back that up.
Yeah.
But this is nice. That's nice.
Good song. Another highlight for me was September 16th. Overall, fantastic album. This album, I didn't really speak about each track individually because I think it would take too long. 18 tracks. It would take way too long. But I sort of spoke about the overall message. Sonically, it sounded really good. He had really good producers on this whole thing. You could tell just from that track.
Yeah.
He has his own sound and he knows what he wants to sound like. And overall, this album is going to get plenty of airtime for me. So hats off to you, Scott. I'm very proud of the artist you've become and your ongoing commitment to your health, your fans, and most of all, I'm glad that you've come to peace with yourself and accepting who you are. So if you want to hear about Scott's troubles, you want to hear anything that I've spoke about here, go out and listen to this album yourself. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, congratulations, Scott. I'm definitely going to be giving it a listen. The one thing I like most about Man on the Mood 2, sort of the unpredictability in the flows that he had. Did he keep that?
Yeah, a little bit. I think that album...
What I mean by that is when I was looking at the lyrics and hearing it for the first time, I was unable to rap along because he would just constantly switch it up.
I think this one was a bit more laid back than that, and I think it was a little bit more sort of predictable in that sense, but I get what you're saying, and I would say that there are times like that on the album.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
But I am going to play As We Fade Out
to
the next day, which will be tomorrow's reviews. Do we have anything else today?
Wait, what did you say? You are going to play...
No, I'm going to fade out. As we fade out.
So you're going to play something as we're fading out?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I do want to say one thing real quick. As you were saying before, like reaching out to people even if you don't think they're going to help.
Yep.
Like, that is completely true. If someone came up to you and, wanted to just sort of speak about something, you're probably going to talk with them and help them.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's a normal thing to do. So it's... Yeah. Sort of just think about how you would react in that situation. I think a lot more people are open to help than... someone in like a sort of depressed state would think. So yeah, even like us as well, we're open. So send us a message if you're needing help with anything. And,
I agree.
Yeah. So let's play this. What song are you playing?
I'm going to play Show Out, Kid Cudi, Skepta, Pop Smoke.
Oh, this is hard. Oh. This is kind of similar to his
Like Dior.
Yeah, that's exactly the song I was thinking of. Kind of Welcome to the Party as well, actually. It's a little bit too, like, the BPM is a bit too fast for it.
All my niggas is ready to go. Hot smoke, big smoke, clipping the stick, sticking the coat, and they got guns same size as Kevin. Please don't think it's a joke. Back on tour with
That's hard. That is hard.
See you tomorrow.
That's alright.